Good morning, YouTube, Facebook live fans. This is another Ghetto Youth Bible series. This is part 6, and I want to define the Ghetto Bible series. It is a series of inspirational and motivational videos, just to, in some manner, motivate young people who are born in a ghettoized situation like myself. I'm from the ghetto, proudly stating that, because I think it's a great place to be. Just some videos that kind of define my path and how I was able to navigate coming from the ghetto to the first world, and to the corporate life also, just to give a series of videos just to uplift my friends and my colleagues. And sometimes when you talk about university and stuff and everything, not everybody have to go to university, so you have to understand that not everybody who are successful have been to university. So don't look at it in a manner that I'm trying to belittle people who don't have that educational background. You still can be something and do something. A lot of the great people dropped out or didn't attend university, still have successful business and and are doing well for themselves. So don't think I'm trying to undermine or boast or anything. So I just wanted to get that clear. But today we're gonna talk about challenges in life. One thing that you should make sure, don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. And that's right now I'm at Walt Disney Coronado Resort. I'm here. I'm presenting. I'm presenting at a conference tomorrow. I'll try to upload a clip of the conference. I'm talking about operating room of the future, and I'm talking about surgery. I'm not a doctor, but I'm an engineer and I know how to design those space. But it's really funny how I became a specialist in healthcare design and healthcare facility design, hospital design. And it's barely by accident, but also by experience. I remember, leaving UWI at Mona, and was on my way to Trinidad to do a degree in civil engineering. But an unfortunate event occurred, something that changed my life in many ways. I had a terrible bike accident. In Sav, was riding, and I can't really tell you what happened, before the accident or during the accident. But the only thing I know that I was supposed to fly to Miami, my first trip to the United States, that morning, and somehow, maybe it's God work, it's the devil, I don't know what it is, but I had an accident. So my kneecap was basically split into two. And I remember Donovan Baker, that's the only person I remember lifted me up after the accident and stuff, and I said to him, I'm okay. The next thing I remember, I tried to stand up by myself, and I fainted and end up in the Sav-la-mar hospital. In the hospital, on the excruciating pain, they looked at it. I realized that my kneecap was split. I said that to the doctors and stuff, but they didn't really care about it. They sent me home, basically saying that there's no extra instrument, so I'll have to go to Montego Bay the following week. So in pain, I went home. I had my leg strapped to a piece of wood, in my bed. My mom was in Cayman Island at the time, doing some work, trying to work as hard as possible for her family, her kids, and that's what she always do. So she wasn't there. So it was by luck that my aunt was a matron at the University of the West End Hospital at the same time, and decided that my injury was bad enough, so they need to transport me to Kingston as soon as possible. So, you know, I have no cars, you know, available to me. So our usual mode of transport is to get a bus. So we're able to buy a few seats in the bus. Under excruciating pain, you can understand the bus ride to Kingston, up and down, you know, with my kneecap split in two on a piece of board. You know, going through the challenges, tough. You know what I mean? Pain. I went straight into the to the surgery when I reached the hospital. You know, thought things was fine. You know, went into the surgery, spent a few days in the hospital. I'm gonna push this story so that you can understand what's going on. You know, I went home to my aunt's house in Kingston after coming out of surgery. You know, was asleep. Well, the same night I went to bed, was feeling some excruciating pain throughout the night. Only to woke up to see my my leg full of blood. You know, I don't understand. Painful. The next morning, we rushed back to the hospital, only to find out that there was infection in my foot. So, you know, the root of that thing, that the surgery that I did, they had to open my kneecap. They try to repair it, try to sew it apart, sew it together. So what happened is that during that opening, you know, the sterile environment. So the sterile environment, meaning that you have to sterilize your instrument, and you have to make sure that you have enough, you know, air exchange within your space to make sure that your space is what you call aseptic, meaning that it's sterile, so it doesn't allow bacteria and other microorganisms to be within the space so that they could cause infection. That's what's caused infection. I learned about this you know, after. So here, that's the reason why I specialize in this type of thing, just by the accident. That's why I said the accident changed my life. But you know, subsequent to that, you know, I went back in the hospital. They tried to fix my leg. I had 13 surgeries on my knee. You know, a lot of people would give up on the knee and you know, at that point, and say, you know you could go ahead and not think about doing any physical sports or anything. But this is my introduction to doing surgeries. That I had unsuccessful surgery which caused infection within my knee. And you know, a lot of people, I remember my doctor came to me and said, you know, I know you play chess and I know you play football, but I don't think you'll be able to play football ever in your life again. But I have that personality that you know, you can't actually tell me that I can't do something. And that's what I'm trying to say. Never let anybody tell you that you can't do something. So, you know, I'm gonna, you know, dive deeper, you know, later on in my series and stuff and everything. But, you know, a lot of people didn't know that about me. You know, my patella was removed because infection set in, and after 13 surgeries, there's no way they could get infection out. They tried, they left the wound open, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't work. So, you know, they said they're going to take my kneecap up. They took it out, and they said I would never play football again, you know, in my life. You know, I worked with a specialist called Dr. Terry Alley in Trinidad, and you know, the challenge is that I spent 3 months in the hospital, and my next Ghetto Bible series will talk about the challenges of doing that. But after spending 3 months in the hospital, I discharged myself. You know, one of those things that, you know, I lied to the doctor, you know, to get out, but I just wanted to get the opportunity to start my engineering degree. So, you know, when they tell you that you can't do something, you know, I've been playing soccer. You know, I played soccer 1.5 years after they told me that I couldn't. You know, I strengthened my leg. I try to work as hard as possible every time to keep my strength. You know, I play soccer 4 times a week. You know, during the summer, spring, and the fall. In the winter, I play 2 times a week. I still play in my business house competition with my company. And I play competitive, and a lot of people don't know that I only have 1 kneecap. So never let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. I'm at Disney now. I remember Walt Disney. They told him that when he told him about the idea about doing Disney World, they laughed at him. you know, and tell them that it wouldn't work. You know, this is the you know, this is one of the marvel of today's investments and enjoyment and you know, and the entertainment industry. So, you know, my friends, don't let people tell you what you can't or what you can't do. You know, dream. You know what I mean? Think, you know, reach for the sky or the stars. You know, anything is possible, and I'm living testament. So this I conclude my Ghetto Youth series. Please subscribe to my YouTube video and watch. You know, you'll hear a lot more from me, and a lot more stories that, you know, that could impact on your life. So I'm out. Have a pleasant day. Disney, here I come.